This is Jonathan Anger with Pro Boxing Fans, joined by former Cruiserweight World Champion Johnny Nelson. Johnny, we spoke about this great card quite in depth yesterday, so a few other things I want to ask you about. Yesterday, Usyk's promoter won the purse bid for the Daniel Dubois fight. What's Daniel got to do to win that fight? He's going to head into that fight as the underdog, surely.
Of course he is, without a doubt. And first of all, you've got to commend Alexander Usyk. Now, there's this rumour of this tournament that's going on in December, whenever it is. And so in December with Usyk, Wilder, Joshua and Fury, Usyk's the only one that dare take a fight in between that time. I know Tyson Fury's talking about doing it. We want to see the level of opponent he goes in with. Usyk's doing his mandatory defence. He has to defend. It's a fight. He's not picked the opponent. It's a fight he has to defend. So this is the mandatory. Nobody's going to take such a risk apart from him. In that tournament, I believe two fighters believe they can win it. Two fighters believe, they wish they could win it and don't think they can. In fact, one fighter believes he can win it because I think.
Who's that?
That's Alexander Usyk. I'm actually very surprised in regards to negotiations, how it fell through with Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk, because I thought that Tyson Fury would beat him. Clearly, Tyson doesn't. And that's if he's in the mix in this tournament. But we'll have to wait and see. Usyk doing that, I think he beats Daniel Dubois. Dubois has a puncher's chance, and that's it. And so Usyk could be far too clever for him to do any more than for Dubois to do anything more than catch him with one shot.
What about Don Charles joining Dubois? What will he bring to Daniel?
He'll bring experience. He'll bring a different variety. But we've seen chinks in Dubois' boxing character that worry you. That worry me as an ex-fighter. That would worry other fighters seeing that. So that's about that. That's about how you deal with adversity mid-fight. That is something that you don't learn and fix overnight. And I'm just wondering how Dubois deals with that.
Your mate Carl Froch said on TalkSport yesterday that Anthony Joshua's legacy is beating an old Klitschko and an out-of-shape Andy Ruiz, for example, I think were his words. What do you make of that? So
you've got to look at how many ex-champions Anthony Joshua beat, how many ex-champions Tyson Fury has beaten. So yeah, he's winning the formidable biggest puncher in Wilder, but look at the successes what Anthony Joshua's had. Look at the time, how long it's been boxing for, and what the achievement that he's done. Two-time world heavyweight champion. Yes, he's lost, come back, then again lost. But you've got to think of what this guy's crammed in such a short space of time with such little experience in comparison to fighters that have been boxing from 5 years old. And this is what I can understand the frustration of Anthony Joshua saying, "Come on, give me credit, man. I was like 10 years, 12 years behind the part. You guys have been doing it from being kids." So this is his frustration. So Carl Froch saying that, I love Carl, man, I love it, but Carl Froch saying that, it don't make sense to me, because you're looking at the wrong picture. If you're looking at it from Carl's point of view, looking at the fights he's been in and the caliber and what he's done, I understand what he's saying, but you can't diss and just drop and say, well, you've not really achieved anything, have you? Anthony Joshua's achieved. He's been the heavyweight champion of the world. Look at what he's done for our sport. The money has changed and gone up and up and up now for the heavyweight because of Anthony Joshua. You've got to give him that. You look at what he's done for commercially. Commercially, he's been any PR's dream. So you've got to think in a bigger picture, and then you've got to think of what he's achieved. Yes, he's lost. He's no longer champion, but in that time when he was there, he did his job. You're going to lose sometime, and maybe his star has gone as high as it has done. But what he's achieved in that space, you've got to give credit where credit's due.
Can it be said for anyone who wins a world title that they've got no legacy?
Yeah, because you've got fighters that have gone in there, won a title, lost it straight away in the first defence. Winning world title is not about winning it. Winning world title is about keeping it. Winning world title, you become world champion, it means you're the best fighter in the world. You can box anywhere in the world and come back a winner. You know, so it's not just about winning it. Let me think. I'm trying to think.
Like Chavez Jr.
There's fighters that have been there. I'm gonna think 6-8 day champion, 6-4 day champion. I remember his name in a minute, from Leamington Spa. He beat Sugar Ray Robinson and then lost to Sugar Ray Robinson. So there's that a legacy. He had an amazing fight. Randolph Turpin had an amazing fight. He won the title once against an outstanding champion, then lost it. So where's the legacy there? Because he beat someone big. So what I'm saying to you is, you're going to be a champion, stay a champion, winning, defending. Then people will give you that respect. Anthony Joshua made his defences. Anthony Joshua, you know, won a title and got himself into a position where you thought, oh my God, was that luck? Because luck's got to run out at some point, and he's kept winning. He's done his job. He's got turned over twice. That's how it is.
Two quick ones. I just spoke to Luke Campbell, and then I said to him, do you miss boxing? And you know, how's it been since you retired? And he said to me, he does miss it, and he's not saying never. He's saying never say never for a comeback. And I was asking him, like, but my question is, do fighters really get enough help after they retire? And what can be done to help them?
There isn't enough aftercare for fighters when they retire, and I mean, there's not an infrastructure there for their health care, for their mental health, for support, because boxing is to us, it's the world. When you're out of boxing, you're like a school leaver, because not everybody's into boxing. We're 5%. We're that small, man.
Did you struggle when you retired?
Yeah, you do struggle, and you do think, because boxing, what's it teach you to do? Stand on the door of a club or be a coach. And if you're not one of those two, that talent is like it's like you're in a glass box thinking, what do I do? Where do I go? How will I achieve anything? So there's not enough aftercare in place for boxing, and that's because individuals profit, promoters profit. A boxer will profit. It's not an organisation where the promoter has to put a percentage of his win, the money's acquired into a fund that goes towards aftercare for boxers, pension for boxers. It doesn't. When you finish boxing, when I finished, it was like a 36-year-old school leaver. I had to start all over again. You know, and there's fighters that have been in worse situations. There's fighters that have been household name that are absolutely skinned, that have got nothing to their name. But where does anybody care? No, we cared. You cheered and you went mad when they're in the ring, giving their heart and soul to it. But when it was over, when they're home, when they're in hospital, when they can't remember where the shoes are or speak straight correctly, who give a shit? You know, who cares? You know, I can pick many names: Lloyd Honeyghan, Errol Graham. Who cares? Who's thinking, where is he now? What's he doing now? But in his day, he's like, oh my God, this guy's a don. There needs to be aftercare there for these fighters.
And just lastly, you've been at Sky a number of years. You've seen promoters come and go, different styles, etc. Do you think, you know, all the promoter back and forths and things? Some people blame the YouTube lot for stirring it, but do you think that's healthy, or does that damage the sport?
What's the question?
So when the promoters go back and forth with each other in the media, is that helpful or damaging?
Well, you know what, you put them to come to task, because really promoters will bullshit and lie and tell you what you want, tell you what they want you to hear. Question the answer. You know, so promoters calling other promoters out saying, no, that's bullshit, that's lies. Yes, do it, because boxing at its worst is a dirty, rotten, prostituting game. At its best, it's the best sport in the world. But if you've got promoters that are bullshitting everybody, including the fighters that are putting their life on the line, they need calling out. So I suppose it's like the schoolyard. Promoters will call them out and say, yo, listen, he's doing this. Fighters need to be aware of this, you know, because they're the ones that are putting their health at risk.
Johnny, appreciate your time. Enjoy the rest of our time in Bournemouth.